also been an honor and a privilege to have him march with us and be here today. He flew in from far to be here with us. So our next speaker is Marc Ching. He has an amazing work. He's actually one of the persons that inspired me to be vegan. Really quick, I was been vegan for 7 years, and it's only been 8 months that I've been an activist. So, you know, I never even thought about it, never knew about it until I saw him do a speech, and since then I've been vegan and an activist. So it's an honor and pleasure to have Marc Ching, and he's from the organization Animal Hope and Wellness.
I can just stand here.
Okay.
Hi. Bear with me. I just got back from Asia, and so you know. I'm kind of tired, but
Thank you.
I think a lot of people don't know my past, and I think it's important because we all have a past that brings us here, something that opened our eyes and our hearts to becoming more compassionate. When I was 20 years old, I went to prison. And I didn't just go to prison. I went for a long time. I remember when I was in solitary, one day it rained and this ant walked into my cell. And I watched him come in, and I told myself, the next time I'll be ready. And when it rained, these pieces of bread that I saved, I rolled up into these little balls and I put it on the ground. And here he came, the scout ant. I watched him take a bite and leave. And in about an hour and a half, there were thousands of them. I remember laying on the ground as he walked all over me. And it was the first time in so long that I had the contact of anybody or anything. People ask, how can he do it? How can he leave his family, his 2 young children? How can he go into slaughterhouse after slaughterhouse and come back to America torn and broken? It's because I was that dog. When I was in prison, I believed so much that someone would come to save me. In the end, I had to save myself. These dogs that you see, these pigs, these chickens in these coops, they don't get a chance. You know, in Asia, on this trip that I took, I went into 16 slaughterhouses. One of the rescues that I did, I picked up this dog that had no legs. They cut off all her legs just to torture the animal for food. And what we do, we take a lot of criticism. A lot of people can't look at the pictures or the videos. But I say this, if you can't see it, imagine going through it. Imagine laying on the ground as they hang you, as you watch your mother and your children raped and killed. Every time I rescue, and I hold these animals in my arm, I don't see a dog or a pig. I see my son Brendan and my daughter Kirsten. And sometimes when I'm out there, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. But I know they're at home, praying and hoping that we can save who we can. We're all different. But we're here today because something in our past broke us to the point that we want to do more. You know, it took me a long time to become vegan. I've been rescuing dogs for 8 years. I've been doing slaughterhouse animals for about 2.5. I remember the first time I walked into a slaughterhouse and there was a dog. And the nail gun is paw into the wall. For me, that's what it took to make the connection. We all just want to save ourselves. You know, when I look around and I see so many people, I guess that's a hope for tomorrow. And everything that I do, there's only darkness and suffering. And sometimes I think it's never going to change. When I come home, my family has to watch it break down. And my children are victimized, and every time I leave, they cry. And they cling to my leg, and they tell me, don't abandon me. On my last trip, I told my daughter, that's what the animals say. Help us, save us. Anyways, in my life, I've had two important things. One is having children. That in itself taught me how to forgive, how to be more compassionate. And becoming vegan. It took me a while, and it's something that I do regret. And for those who are here and are not vegan, even if you still eat all animals, small changes, it takes time, and I urge you to bear witness, watch the videos, see the suffering, and think about not you but your family. Imagine if we were born a dog or a pig. Imagine if we were that calf that was taken from their mother. Imagine being tortured. I don't think we're ever going to see the day when animals are liberated. Until then, all we can do is the best we can and be the best human beings as possible. Anyways, thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for your honesty and bravery. It's not easy. It's not easy what Mark does, and again, it's such an honor and privilege for him to be here with us, and you know, just to reflect back on what he said. It's tough to hear. I can't imagine physically being there, and that's why we're here. You know, to support him, to show people that we can end this. It feels hopeless sometimes, you know, thinking there's so many people that still contribute to this cruelty, but strength in numbers. So again, please, it's not an easy thing to do, but we need each and one of you in all of our events. You know, please keep this going.
Village is built kindness. We're animal abuse. We're animal abuse.
For animal abuse! Silence is not an option.